Campi Ya Kanzi means Camp of the Hidden Treasure. It's a joint venture between me and my wife, who came here in 1996, and a community of 7,000 Maasai. They live at the foothills of Kilimanjaro and next to the green hills of Africa of Ernest Hemingway. It's a fantastic land with an incredible biodiversity, with elephants, with lions, with giraffe, with zebra, with buffalo. I think it's one of the most iconic places for a safari and a place not to be missed. Campi Ya Kanzi has been a very pioneeristic lodge. Employing locally, in Maasai land, we are outside of national parks, and the Maasai have been involved since day one. The lodge has been built with Maasai, and we taught them how to be trackers, how to be cook, how to be guide, how to be mechanics. So that's why it's truly a full joint venture. And a guest coming at Campi Ya Kanzi will not just feel at home with Luca and Antonella, will feel at home with the entire Maasai community. What does it mean, a joint venture with the Maasai community? The ultimate goal of the lodge is to protect the wilderness heritage, the wildlife heritage, and the cultural heritage of the Maasai. I call it a triangle of conservation. The base is the land. If you protect the land, the two other sides will be self-protected: wildlife and culture. For every night that a guest spends at Campi Ya Kanzi, $100 are given to the Maasai Wilderness Conservation Trust, which employs 200 people from the Maasai community, running conservation programs, running health programs, and running education programs. Visiting Campi Ya Kanzi means protecting wilderness, wildlife, and culture.
Campi Ya Kanzi is composed by 6 luxury tents and 2 suites, the Hemingway suite and the Simba suite. Each of the tent has been built on a wooden platform under a thatched roof. Each of them has his own bathroom with electricity and running water. And the hot water and the electricity are run by a solar system. The decor inside of each tent is very natural. We have used all local materials, wood for building the furniture inside, and mostly some old African raffia material to make the bed covers and the pillows inside of the tents. We also have some trunks where you can put your clothes, and we have also some shelves built here with local wood where you can put your clothes. Besides the tents experience at Campi Ya Kanzi, we also offer Kanzi House. Kanzi House is your private home in the bush. It can accommodate up to 10 people. It features a very nice jacuzzi and a huge swimming pool in front of Mount Kilimanjaro. Meals are taken inside the house or al fresco just outside the pool. Who stays at Kanzi House has his own private vehicle and a dedicated guide. And who decide to go for Kanzi House still will have an amazing magical experience. Tembo House is the heart of Campi Ya Kanzi. It's a sort of clubhouse where we all meet together with our guests, and we have our meals together, and we share our experiences after dinner. The meals are taken together at the same table with me and Luca, and I would say it's more like sharing our life and our passion for Africa more than being in an hotel. So I think what is very special here, people feel like there is a connection and they are visiting a friend's home in the bush more than really being in an hotel. Outside the Tembo House, we have a fireplace where we sit to take our sundowners just in front of Mount Kilimanjaro, and we sit there and we look at the sun going down, and it's definitely a very nice and romantic moment of the day.
When we built Campi Ya Kanzi in 1996, we used state-of-the-art technology to make sure we had the lowest impact on the environment. All our electricity is supplied by solar panels, and we are the only camp in East Africa, and to my knowledge in Africa, that are completely self-sufficient on water depending on rain cropping. All our water is warmed by solar panels. And the Kanzi House swimming pool is actually a reservoir for anti-fire. So not only we collect the rains, but it's water that you use for the anti-fire system. We cook our food on Aga stove, where we burn a charcoal made by coffee husk, approved by the United Nations Environmental Programme.
Our cuisine is the finest Italian cuisine with some African influence as well. Our wines are from my vineyards in Italy, in Franciacorta. We have a vegetable garden and we get our fresh vegetables every day from it. We also have some cows and some chickens, so we have fresh milk and fresh eggs every day. Quality for us is very, very important. So of course that's why we are trying to run an organic sort of farm, little farm, where we can get our products fresh daily and give them to our guests when they take their meals.
Why are we so adamant to be eco-friendly? It's not about having won many awards, it's not about being the first lodge gold rated by ecotourism in Kenya. It's because we want to prove to the Maasai community that having a healthy environment and protecting it is their best choice to have an economic income in a sustainable way for the years to come.
Maasai Chic is the boutique of Campi Ya Kanzi, and it started because we realized that the Maasai girls were losing the ability of beading. So what we decided to do was to employ some Maasai old women to teach to the girls to bead. And we were putting the products of their work in Maasai Chic and selling everything on their behalf. And it was a great success. So now what we do, we still have most of the Maasai art crafts, but in Maasai Chic you can also find plenty of other Kenyan products, from jewelries to clothing to books to pashminas to bags and leather things. And I would say that Maasai Chic, it's really a place where you can find a lot of nice Kenyan art.
Why one person should choose Campi Ya Kanzi for her or for his safari? Because what we can do here is very special. We are outside of the national parks. We're not restricted to stay in our vehicles. We can walk in the cloud forest of the Chulu Hills or in the Savannah Plains. We can visit the Maasai village of our tracker, having a genuine, profound, and very unforgettable experience of Maasai culture. And all of these in front of Kilimanjaro. Unforgettable.
My name is Stefano. I'm a professional safari guide at Campi Ya Kanzi. I work in this beautiful land that belongs to the Maasai community. I take guests around to see wildlife. We usually tailor-make every single safari on the needs and on the desire of the guest. And what we do, together with our wonderful Maasai trackers, we go out and we track the footprint of the animal to try to find them. And it's really an amazing experience because you really have the feeling to be in touch with wildlife.
I can say I'm an expert to show the track of the animal because I've been born in this place, I've grown in this area. I learned tracking the animal when I was young grown. The way we normally used to catch some other animal like elephant because they do travel alone. When we see the track, we follow them until we found them in the bush.
What we like to do when we go on safari, especially early morning, we like to surprise the guest with a bush breakfast, especially after a long morning tracking wildlife. It's a very nice way to share breakfast together with the guest and to have a little chat about the behavior of the animals. And then usually in the afternoon, what we like to do, either a game drive or a safari walk that end on a beautiful lookout hill, looking the African sunset and having what we call sundown. Sundowner is simply a drink at sunset, and it's really very, very beautiful to have a glass of wine looking at the African sunset.
There are few things that are really very special at Campi Ya Kanzi. There is a cave where the Maasai were hiding the cows that they were raiding from the Wakamba on the other side of the hills. And dining in a cave with Maasai singing is something that it's going to be very, very difficult to forget.
born here within this community land, and I grew up here, and I schooled up here, ending up being a guide. What makes me proud is to show the people or the clans that come here our cultural and our traditions and the land by itself.
Why Kenya? Kenya is an incredible country in Africa with an unbelievable biodiversity. We have an airplane and we can get our guests from the Maasai Mara, where they will have seen the Great Migration. They can spend a week here and do something different every day, including a fly camp at the river or at the lake. And then from here they can go to Tsavo, to Laikipia, or ending at the coast.
Fly camping is really an unforgettable experience. It's a way for the guest to visit a remote area of the ranch, sleeping there, having a shower under the bucket, having dinner after the African stars, and going back to the romantic idea of the safari of the past. And I think it's really a truly African experience.
Maasai are Nilotic people who came from probably Sudan 500 years ago. They were the dominating tribe in 19th century when the first European settlers arriving what is now called Kenya. And while they dominated the entire land, they certainly suffered out of the westernization of Kenya. But they're still one of the very few tribes maintaining completely their lore, their traditions and their culture. I think it's a privilege for us working with them.
I am Parashina Antanin. I'm very happy to be a guide in Campi Ya Kanzi to show the guests the beautiful land and my culture.
Why Africa? Why am I here? I'm living, I think, the dream of my father. He loved Africa. He brought me here when I was pretty young. At 4 years old, I was sleeping in a tent in the back garden of my house in Italy to prove to my father that he could bring me on his safaris. And when I came when I was 10, fell in love with the country. We had friends who were farmers. I spent months with them after my high school. I did my thesis on wildlife as natural resource in Kenya, sustainable development and environment conservation. And that's why I decided to come in a Maasai community and work with them and for them, creating Campi Ya Kanzi.